Well, hello to everybody here. It's Teresa Sanderson, and today we are talking about how to increase your impact by up to 300%. So, thank you for joining me. I am super excited to deliver this totally complimentary training for you today, and I hope that it's just going to bless your life and bless your business because this is really, really important. So, as you pop in, please feel free to say hi. Let me know where you're watching from. And if you're catching me on the replay, please comment #replay. I love to know that you stopped by. So if we don't know each other yet, my name's Teresa Sanderson, and I'm a nurse entrepreneur. My claim to fame is that in the early 2000s, I launched my own hospice, grew it to $3 million a year in revenue from just a $6,000 investment. So when it comes to talking about marketing, I'm your girl, okay? And I want to help you with this. So super excited. What we're going to cover today in this training, and it is going to be a little bit fast-paced because I have some awesome things to share with you. And I'm also going to provide some links for you at the end so that you can take a closer look and see if this is something you might want to explore a little bit more. Okay, so first thing we're going to do, because when we're talking about increasing your impact up to 300%, we need to make sure what? Your messages are being heard. So if you're feeling like or have ever felt like, man, I'm posting stuff out there and nobody sees it. I get no comments. I get crickets. I hear that all the time. I get crickets. And yeah, it's pretty easy to get a cricket infestation in social media. So, if your social media is being ignored, I'm going to cover with you a few reasons why that's happening. And then we're going to shift gears and I'm going to share with you how to craft messages that your audience, not my audience, your audience will see and hear. And when they see and hear your messages, what's going to happen? Your impact is going to skyrocket. Okay. Your impact will skyrocket. And what else do you think will happen? If your impact skyrockets, that means people are going to be engaging with you. They're going to want to talk with you about your thing. Let's face it, we're all in business, right? And so that's going to result in what? More sales, more income. As I always say, no money, no mission. So we have to be able to generate enough income to fuel our business and our lifestyle and all of those things. So there's nothing shameful about being in business or having a product or service to sell. Absolutely not. So, and the last thing we're going to do, I'm going to share with you an awesome, amazing offer. So it is coming at the end. Don't worry about it. Don't go, oh my gosh, I have to hear about something she's selling. It's not a big deal. Again, today I am increasing my impact because I'm coming to you and sharing with you this valuable information. So there'll be a link. Click it, don't click it. It's no skin off my nose. I hope that you will be totally blessed by everything I'm sharing with you in this presentation right now. Deal? All right, I think we're good to go. So let's look at 4 of the biggest reasons that your social media is being ignored, okay? 4 big reasons that it's being ignored. Number 1, it's not attention grabbing, okay? It is not attention grabbing. And if you don't know it, when I was growing up back in the 70s, and so yes, I am dating myself, but when I was growing up, the average attention span was 15 to 20 minutes. 15 to 20 minutes. What I would kill, well, I can't say I would kill for it, but what I would do to have somebody's undivided attention for 15 to 20 minutes today. Today's average attention span, if you don't know it, is 7, count them, 7 seconds, not minutes. 7 seconds. So people are going through their phones, scroll, or on their laptop screen with their mouse, scroll, stop for a second. If there's nothing going on, scroll. So whatever you've got out there, whatever you're putting out there, it has to have a way to stop the scroll. You see what I mean? We have to be able to stop the scroll. And so this is really, really important. I want to just take a quick look here and see where I have some other notes. Okay, we're good. We're good. So most of the posts that I see don't have a headline. Okay. Why do we pick up a newspaper? Why do we pick up a magazine? There's something on the cover, right, that says, boom, Tom Cruise is doing this, right? Or Britney Spears or whoever it is. This person's doing this. So I've got to get that right now. Do you see what I'm saying? That will stop us in the aisle. Back in the day, right, at the grocery store, would stop us in the aisle, and probably even today. I mean, the National Enquirer, come on. But when we see those things, it kind of stops us in our tracks, and we have to click it. We have to click it and see a little bit more. So I'm going to share my screen for you quickly, and I just want to show you how easy it is to add a headline. Now, you need to be sure that you're coming up with some great content for your headline so that people want to watch what you've got. So bear with me here just a second. So right now I've got my Facebook page here, and I'm just going to show you when you're creating a headline, if you're posting something on your personal page, and number one, be very clear that when you're posting about your business on your personal page, you don't want to end up in Facebook jail, number one, for doing it too much. So you want to be sure you have like a 90-10 percentage, and there's just some allusions to your business. You kind of talk about it, this or that, but mostly on your personal page, you want to be friends and family, let people know what you're doing, that kind of thing, and have some links in your profile that connect you to other things. But that is a totally different training. So if I want to make a headline in here, do you see how that has a great big font when I start out, but it doesn't stay that big? When I'm working in a group, I'm just going to open up a different tab here, like I always do, and have 15 tabs going at one time. When I'm posting in my Facebook group, let me just pull it up here. Here's what I can do here. So when I am in this area, I can type the same hello like that. And if I highlight it, I get choices. Do I want to bold it? Do I want it italicized? Do I want it as header 1 size or header 2? Or do I want it to look like a quote? Okay, I typically choose either header 1 or 2. Sometimes I'm bold, sometimes I'm not. Sometimes I'm italicized, sometimes I'm not. But you want to have a headline. I'm personally not a girl for all caps, but you can do that. But make sure there's something here that's going to grab people's attention. Like the other day, I taught a training called 3 Online Business Ideas for Nurses. Do you see what I mean? You want to have a captivating headline, not something that says, I can't believe I'm posting this right now. I never thought I'd do something like that. No, scroll, scroll, scroll. Nobody's going to stop for that. You have to get somebody to it just kind of grabs them by the shirt and shakes them a little bit. This is what I'm talking about right now. Do you see what I mean? So definitely you want to use a headline. If you're in a group or something like that, definitely take advantage of these awesome settings up at the top. Now, when you're on your personal page, again, you don't have the opportunity. I can highlight this on my personal page. This is where I am right now, and it won't do anything. So if I type and type and type, man, I can't get that to go away. There we go. So if I type and type a different way, it's just not going to make that text any bigger. So what can you do? I can go to a certain place. You can just Google Twitter fonts generator, Twitter fonts generator. Hello, my name is Teresa. Oops. Okay. So I type it in on the left, and all of these different fonts come up on the right. Isn't that cool? So you can make things look however you want them to look. I mean, and there's some crazy stuff in here. I usually don't go too crazy, but I might do, I'm not real big on the emoticons and stuff like this, but you can do it. All right. So if I just copy that and I go back to my personal page, I can just paste it right in there. Do you see? This is going to stand out where something else that I was going to do is not going to stand out. So that's your free tip number 1. Use Twitter Fonts Generator if you're on your personal page to create like an awesome, amazing looking headline that's going to be able to stop the scroll. And if you're working in a group, take advantage of those Facebook settings that allow you to bold, enlarge the fonts, those kinds of things. Okay. That way you're going to be set up to stop the scroll. Let me make sure I covered everything I need right here. All right, I did. So I'm going to quit sharing and we're going to come right back here. So I hope you like that. That Twitter Fonts Generator is awesome. And I didn't discover it myself. I've got to give credit to my oldest bestie. Well, she's not the oldest bestie, but she's my bestie for years and years. And her name is Ann Brown. She's a social media strategist and she's fantastic. So anyway, shout out to Ann for sharing with me the Twitter Fonts Generator. Now, the second reason your social media is being ignored is unclear messaging. Unclear messaging. People have no idea what's in it for them. Okay. 3 online business ideas for nurses. Okay. So they understand from that they're getting 3 business ideas. They're also online business ideas. Do you see how specific that is? So that's saying if you are somebody who's looking to start like a home business in the online space at home, this is probably something that's going to be for you. Do you see what I mean? Just that headline says this is who it's for. So remember that people are listening and looking around the internet for what's in it for them. What is in it for me? Okay. They don't care about what's happening to you. All these people out here, all your prospective clients, they are far above your funnel. And so your very first step in anything is getting them to come closer to you by providing some valuable content that they can tell what it is and they can tell what's in it for them. Okay. 5 big reasons to use video marketing for your business, or 5 big reasons to add video marketing to your advertising plan. See what I'm saying? The 3 biggest reasons Facebook ads don't work. Ooh, who would want that? Do you see what I mean? There are ways to make these headlines so specific and that your audience will know that what you've got is for them, and they need to know that or they are going to scroll on past. All right. So if the viewer cannot, not to beat the dead horse, but if the viewer cannot determine what's in it for them, they're going to scroll right on past you. Remember, we've got 7 seconds. And if you can imagine how fast a scroll is on the phone or on the mouse on the laptop, 7 seconds, they're going past a lot of stuff. So it needs to be big. It needs a headline. It needs to be big. It needs to be bold. You need an eye-catching graphic and or a video. Okay. You need something that's going to stop the scroll. The next reason your stuff is being ignored is that you've got no call to action. People may be tuning into your stuff or seeing your post, but if you have nothing for them to do, if you don't tell them what to do next, they have no logical next step. So they just say, hey, that was cool. I learned a lot. And you know what you've probably done? You've exposed them now to a need that they have that maybe they didn't know they had. And now they're going to go look for a solution because you didn't tell them, oh, and by the way, click this link to learn about my thing. See what I mean? You can have excellent content out there, but if you're not telling people what to do next to work with you, then you're shooting yourself in the foot. Are you with me? So have a clear and specific call to action. Include the pertinent links. Be sure your links are working. Are you with me? We want to be sure that we have everything right, because the old thing of we never get a second chance to make a first impression is so true, right? So true. So when you put something out there, I'm not saying everything has to be absolutely perfect. And let's hope you have some dear friends like I do who will say, hey, Teresa, I clicked your link, it didn't work. Okay. Number 1, test your stuff first. Be sure that it does work, or have somebody test it for you. One of your besties, have them say, click my link. Does it work? Do you get everywhere? Do you get the stuff I promised? You know, that kind of thing. Test things out, but have a clear and specific CTA, call to action, and make sure things work. The next reason that your social media is landing, or any of your marketing is landing on deaf ears, is because you only write and speak from your own point of view. All right. And this is really huge. So I'm getting out a couple of props here, things that are important for you to know and understand. And we're going to go through these. So this is really important because if I were from, well, let's say I lived in Turkey for 1 year as a foreign exchange student when I was 18 years old and a senior in high school. So the natives in Turkey spoke what? Turkish. I didn't know Turkish. I spoke English, but I had to learn Turkish quickly, right, to be able to get along. Lo and behold, I got very fluent in my Turkish, and I was able to communicate really well with the natives, even being able to use some of their colloquialisms and different things like that as I conversed with them, things that made them feel that I was really a part of the culture because I was able to implement those things. We can do the same thing in our marketing. Okay. So right now I want to expose you to the idea that people learn, speak, and understand in 4 primary ways. 4 primary ways. And these are what they are. And this is based on personality science. It has been scientifically validated by a university. And this actually has been shown to predict buying behavior in 90 seconds, just 90 seconds. So this is as simple as it gets. 4 color cards. And this is what it's all about. So let's talk about the red one. The red is action. Action personalities are all about excitement, opportunity, a lot of pizzazz. Give me some red carpet treatment, but they like things now. This is my husband who likes to go to the store. He doesn't shop. He knows what he wants. He'll go in, buy it, and get out. That is an action personality. The action personality, if you can believe it, there is a personality out there who just wants to hear from you. Hey, Sandra, here's my thing. Here's what it does. Here's what it costs. Buy it here. That's all they want. Okay. Whereas so that's the action, right? They're quick and dirty. If I think about this person in nursing, where might they work? They might work in an ER or an ICU, some kind of trauma center where we got to act, make decisions, turn on a dime. I thrive on that energy, right? This kind of nurse would never want what I love in nursing, which is home care and hospice. Do you see what I mean? But thankfully, there is space for all of us in the world. So the action personality, okay, this is the first one. This is not my primary personality code, okay? I'm usually going to come at you as a yellow nurturer. I value things like authenticity, teamwork, charitable causes, all of these fun things, significance, personal growth and development, a sense of community. I love being a part of something that's bigger, right? So if this is you, you probably have a lot of compassion, a lot of empathy for people. Nurses have this typically in their top two codes. Okay, probably going to show up as a nurturer in your top two codes, since there's four and we all have all four of them woven into us. I am a nurturing first and action second. All right. So as a nurturer, I speak to the world in a nurturing voice. So when I write my copy, my social media posts, things like that, they come out in a nurturing voice. So I have to be very mindful that I will be alienating the action people who want to know what it is. Get to it, Teresa. I don't have all day, right? Whereas the nurturer is probably going to want to commune with me. We're going to talk about what we have in common, all of those things and what we value. So, and one of the things about a nurturer, we value charity. We love a good cause. You can see this in me as a nurturer, that I'm willing to spearhead a global movement called Nurses Feed Their Young that is all about improving nursing culture and work environment for future generations of nurses. So that's a whole other thing, but hit me up. And it's just, I'm true to my personality code, right? So the next personality is a knowledge personality. I'm going to hold that there so you can see it a little bit. These people value learning, logic, intelligence, technology, the big picture, accuracy, competency, science, a lot of data. Give me data. I need this. And so this is really, we need our knowledge people too. But here's something you should know. When you're in business, you will never sell or close a knowledge personality. Never. Why is that? Because they have to close themselves. They have to get to the point where they're saying, oh my gosh, this is such a no-brainer. This is such a no-brainer. I'm just all in. Once they get there, they will be an excellent champion of you and your product or service, but they cannot get there by being pushed. What this person is going to need when you meet with a knowledge person the first time, you're going to need to be able to give them brochures, documentation, white papers, links to other resources where they can learn more about your thing from other sources that are not you. You give them all that information and say, is it okay? I'd love to give you a little time to look at all this information. When's a good day for me to get back to you? What do you think? Early next week? See what I mean? You're going to want the follow-up on the knowledge people, and they just need the space to learn. All right, isn't that cool? So where would this kind of person work in nursing? The knowledge person might work in clinical research, right? They might work in, investigating outcomes, maybe quality and risk management. How can we watch these trends and, make improvements and that kind of thing? Do you see? They're looking at the big picture. So that's the knowledge personality. And lastly, there's the blueprint. And the blueprints are people who they want a step-by-step system. I want structure, processes, predictability. I hate risk. I don't want anything risky. I value responsibility, duty, tradition, credentials, dot the I's, cross the T's. Think attorneys, accountants, policemen, school teachers, right? And where would we find this person in nursing? This is probably a great person for quality, for policies, for corporate, any kind of compliance, regulatory compliance. Do we have these systems in place to meet all of the criteria? This is a perfect place for a nurse with those characteristics. Do you see? But would you agree with me? We all know as nurses that people learn in different ways, right? Can you now see how very different we are and how each of us needs a totally different approach? Each of us needs a totally different approach, or we're speaking to only one person, 25% of all people, and leaving 75% of the market untouched. Are you with me? If your hair is blown back, give me a thumbs up, give me some love, because this is huge. This is the missing piece for your marketing and all of your social media stuff, okay? If you're not using the tools that I'm going to show you here in just a minute, you are speaking to 25% of the people only. 25% of the people only, and you're leaving the other 75% to just fend for themselves, okay? So this is a thing. Remember, I told you that I went to Turkey my senior year. I learned the Turkish language, became fluent. I was illiterate, I'll tell you that. I could speak fluently, but I could not really read or write very well. So, but the thing was, I did learn to speak the language. You can learn to speak the language, and it's not that difficult. It truly is not that difficult, especially when you got your heart at the center of it. But I want you to imagine too, because what I'm talking to you about is how you're communicating in marketing. How would this work on a nursing unit? How would this work to maybe improve communication with our patients and families, between supervisors and staff, all of those things? So FYI, this is what we're using in the Nurses Feed Their Young movement. So I want to plant that seed too, because it's also something totally fantastic for that. Every business in the world can use this technology, and it's called BANK, B-A-N-K, after the 4 personality codes. So now you know, this is the key, right, to increasing your impact by up to 300%. See the 3 cards here? We only got this one. This is 100% of what we got right now, that we're speaking to 25% of the population. But when you think about this, know this: 66% of people are turned off by a presentation anyway. 67 people are going to be turned off by your presentation anyway, and you're only working with 25% of them. Okay. How about we add 300% more people to the equation? Do you see what I mean? Do you think your opportunity for sales will go up if you add more people to who you're communicating with? Yes. Now, if you like that, give me a thumbs up, give me a heart, let me know, because this is fantastic stuff and it's super duper easy. So all of that said, okay, all of that said, I really want to just kind of drill down how you can have a basic understanding of this system. So I want to just show you a little something. Is it all right if I share my screen with you right now? All right, perfect. So here we go. I'm just going to show you what this looks like. And there's some people commenting on things now on my Facebook. So let me get out of some of these windows that I don't need open. Oh, okay. All right. So here I am. This is like Codebreaker Technologies came up with the bank system. So you can see my face here, and that's my personality code. I'm a nurturing first, action, blueprint, and then knowledge. But there's a great way for you to learn about this, and it's called the Codebreaker Kickstarter Pro. And so this will be in the offer at the end. Don't even worry too much about it right now, but you're going to get this masterclass for sales, okay? And when you see the word sales, go ahead and replace it with the word impact, all right? Because with impact, when we expand your impact, you're going to increase your sales, or you could use the word influence. And if you don't know it, nurses are selling every day. Hospice nurses are selling a good death. Physicians are selling, a stay in rehab, for patients post-stroke. We are selling, our operative consents, right? Surgical consents, all of these things. We have to come to the table and be able to influence what the patient is going to do. DNRs, advanced directives, all of those things we are selling. Okay, we are influencing. So it's not like you've never done it before. You just never have really thought about it that way. But you get this masterclass for sales. All right. And so this is about how to 3x your sales starting today. In the Kickstarter Pro, you also get the Bank Masterclass for relationships. And if there's anything I love about Codebreaker and the bank system is that it not only improves my business, my personal relationships also improve at the same time, which is why it's so valuable for thinking about nursing work environments and things like that, because the bank system can be used for all of that. You also get this thing where you can crack your code. And so this is really cool. And I've got the link. I'll post it above the video so that you can crack your personality code in 90 seconds or less. And here's how you do it. I want to just walk you through because you're going to come down here when you scroll down and you're just going to see 4 cards. What you need to do is look at, okay, so this is stability. Look at the values identified on each card. And then you're just going to drag the cards into place. We already know what I am, okay? And so I get my personality code, but when you scroll down a little further, add your contact information, just add that here with your email address and phone number, click you agree and crack your code. You're going to get an awesome I think it's a $99 report about your personality code. And I would just love for you to comment below the video. What is your personality code and what did you find most amazing about the info in your free report? Because most people say this is the most spot on personality assessment I have ever had. So this is something that you get when you get the Kickstarter Pro. So you'll be able to crack your own code. And then also you'll get a copy of this great book called Why They Buy, which is how all of this started. Sherry Tree wrote the book Why They Buy because she was tired of hearing people say, go for no, you know, just if you get enough no's, you're going to get to yes. And she got really frustrated with that. And she just started researching, why do people buy? And ultimately came up with this personality assessment and process that's now been scientifically validated by a university. They've written our white paper for us. And it's just fantastic. So, so this is a great way to learn. And, you know, I just wanted to share that with you. One thing I want to show you, though, before we leave here is, as I got ready to make a post today, well, let me just click back because you didn't see that. I can actually use this artificial intelligence, Codebreaker AI, to decode messages. So if you're wanting to know, how can I create messages that are going to be heard by every personality out there, this is going to be the way to do it. All right. So give me just 1 second here. Actually, I put it in my Facebook group. So let me just grab that really quick. I just want to decode something for you so you can see how awesome this is. And you can imagine how this would be to communicate with other people. All right. So, and if you're not a part of my Facebook group yet, I would love to have you in there. Okay, so this is something I posted just a minute ago, and you can see my headline, Nurses Feed Their Young Movement. And I'm going to leave that last off with the link, but I'm just going to copy this. And now I'm going to go back to the Codebreaker Artificial Intelligence, and I'm going to paste this in. Okay, I want to know what code this is written in. So let's just see. Here's the values. Remember what I told you, I'm a high N, I'm a high nurturer, but I also have decent representation of the action code. Nurturing is 3.5, action is 2.26, knowledge 1.5. So the knowledge is in there too. And I had a little something in there for the blueprint. Now, that being said, I was kind of in a rush. But you can work with your messages in this format until you get things more leveled out. You can add more action words, more things like step-by-step system for the blueprints. You will learn to do all of these things. But imagine if what I just pasted was an angry email from a customer or a patient's family or something like that. I could paste it in and I could find out their code, right? And then I can scroll to the bottom of the page and click on respond in code. So here's where I could experiment with how can I create a response for that person, and I can edit it over and over and over again and decode it until I get it exactly right to send to that person. Okay, so I don't want to go into too much of that, but this is just totally fantastic stuff, and I'm almost over time here. So things that words that would be useful. I want to go through some words that are useful for each personality. So for the nurturing personality, again, remember the yellow, okay? The nurturer is yellow, warm like the sun. And so when you think of a nurturing person, a good question for them, remember they value authenticity. They want you to ask, how are they? They're very emotional connections. The blueprint, they're all about rules and tradition and credentials. They want to know, tell me, I'd love to share with you our step-by-step system, our process for getting this done, our predictable process for getting this done. Those are things that they value. They hate risk, all right? Action people, they want to get to the bottom line. Don't tell me so much that you smother me, because all I need is a little bit of red carpet treatment, something like, man, Sally, you are just so dang sharp. I just want to give you, here's the skinny on my thing. Here's what it is. Here's what it does. It costs this much. And here's where you grab it. What do you think? See what I mean? That's what that person wants. And then the knowledge person wants the big picture. You got your green knowledge. They want the big picture understanding. So give them links to more information so they can check things out. Give them white papers and documentation, brochures, anything like that. Let them come to the decision on their own time. Okay. So things that you can ask. I like to format like headlines, sometimes for email campaigns or social media posts. For the nurturing, are you tired of feeling XYZ? Are you tired of feeling unappreciated at work? Right? Can we post that for nurses and probably get a lot of people raising their hands? Hey, me too, me too, me too, right? For the blueprint, get my step-by-step system that takes all the guesswork out of starting your own business. See what I mean? Blueprint messaging, y'all. Action. Get my premier services that are exclusively for my VIP members. Got it? Okay, red carpet, excitement, pizzazz, sell the sizzle. And then knowledge. Time waits for no one. Learn to master your most valuable resource with the #1 rated training in the country. So we got some credentialing in there, right? Some expertise conveyed. Click here to view our white paper. Love, love, love it. All right. So now you know the reasons that your social media or your marketing has been falling on deaf ears, and how you can increase your impact by up to 300%. And that's so simple. You're really going to just expand your audience from the 25% you've been talking to the full 100%, right? To the full 100%. And that's going to increase your impact by up to 300%. And when you increase your impact by up to 300%, don't you think your income is going to reflect that? Absolutely. And how many people do you long to help with your product or service? How many people do you long to help and support? How would the world change if 300% more people had your thing? Are you with me? So this is really, really important. It's not just about you. It's not just about the bottom line. It's you have a product or service that you want to share with people so that they can improve their lives with it, right? You're not just out here for any old thing. So when you share this in this way, you're going to make an awesome, awesome, big splash impact into the world. People are going to know that you're out there. They're going to know exactly where to go when they need something that you have. And that's it. So I hope you found this awesome, amazing information for you today. I hope you found it as awesome and amazing. Now, there is a link above this video for you to click and get started with the Kickstarter Pro. You're probably thinking, oh my gosh, can I even afford it? Okay, I got to tell you, that class is ordinarily $99. Today, I'm going to get it to you for half price. There's a coupon, I think it's Bank 50, that you can use up there. And if you want to try out that awesome artificial intelligence tool to learn how to code and decode messages and that kind of thing, so you start talking in the right language. For me, that is like riding a bike with training wheels for the first time. It's how you really learn to speak the different languages. And you can get a 30-day trial of that one for just $1 more. So, and the code for that is BANK, B-A-N-K. So I will post, you've got the links up there. You've got the codes to buy the stuff. Go ahead and check it out. I'm going to do an onboarding for all of you here within the next week or so. We'll go through it all together so that you can get a great idea of how to use everything. And yeah, but I hope you loved it. This is the key, guys. This is the way to really make an impact and really make a difference and really get your products and services out there in a way that they're just never going to forget you because you're talking right to them. So thanks for tuning in. I will chat with you soon. Bye.